Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Love After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 37. Child, what did I say to y'all last week? All right, I told y'all that red flags was coming everywhere. Okay, boom, 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 red flags. And what is this week's episode called? Red flag after red flag, honey. I could not have said it better myself. That is exactly what we getting, but nobody seeing, okay? See no evil, hear no evil. Nothing to see here. That's what this whole cast is saying, apparently. Now, we getting dag on Derek and Monique, child, with him telling us this was a CO that was chasing him, okay? A CO. I said, girl, what? A CO that apparently was working at a whole nother daggone prison, a prison that his freaking brother was at. But some kind of way they made a love connection. They was doing a little chit chatting, and now she is a stalker. Well, Monique is obsessed, okay? So this was her that was chasing them down. I said, I know you freaking lying, okay? Now moving on along, we got Justine thinking she pregnant. If she is pregnant, this would be baby number 8 for her and Michael, all right? And we got, Chris and Gabby is officially over. They should have never been to begin with, and they should have never been up here. I'm glad to see their story close out. We got Ashley acting a whole damn fool. Ashley was a con all along, y'all, okay? Ashley was out here pretending that she had this life that she did not have. We thought Travis was the one we had to worry about coming in and stealing Ashley money and scamming her and getting her for all her jewelry. But baby, Ashley is a whole scam artist herself, all right? Pretending to be something that she was not. And now she is down and out and crying and telling Travis he needs to go ahead and get a job, man up, and get it together and take care of her. Aries and Cameron, y'all, got married, okay? We had a wedding at night, child, with a cardboard cutout. I don't know what the heck was going on. I know that her daughter Luna got more sense than her. She's a beautiful little girl, and I say God bless her and cover her, watch over her, because, baby, your mama needs to get some of your sense in her side of her, okay? She's missing some marbles upstairs. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. And so, we also, of course, have Skylar with daggone Nathan, child. And Skylar, Nathan, y'all don't need to be together. Y'all need to be working on yourselves and doing what y'all need to do and making sure that y'all don't relapse. But we know that's not what's going to happen, because that's never what we going to have happen on Love After Lockup, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. Take it from the top. So we going to get the quickest ones out the way first that really wasn't much going on with, and that is basically Chris and Gabby. Chris and Gabby go over to her mama house. I don't know why she wanted to bring this man to her mama house. She talking about some, hey, surprise, I got a surprise for you, and I brung a visitor. And her mother's like, why? I don't want to see him. What the heck you bringing him to my house for, okay? So she like, I got some questions I want to ask you. And he like, shoot, go. Oh, well, what was you arrested for in the first place? Oh, well, I was arrested. They found a gun in my car, but it really wasn't my gun, it just was in the car where I was at. And she's like, so you got 7 years for that? He talking about some, no, well, it was actually 5 years that I got. However, okay. I also had a Fed case before this. So she like, a Fed case? Do I even want to know what the heck that was about? She like, well, anyway, what's up with you and these girls that you be talking to? Why are you talking to other girls? Oh, I don't talk to other girls. These was just girls that was basically hitting me up, seeing how I'm doing since I got out, if I'm okay. And I was just answering them back. Oh, well, if you're gonna lie, then I'm not going to listen to this, or whatever the case may be. I want you to keep it real with me. I can respect it if you keep it real with me. And she's asking Gabby, like, you believe this? She like, hey, if she believe it, then that's on her. You could feed her that daggone bull. She tells them that they are 2 clowns that are standing in her daggone kitchen, okay? Both of them are clowns. And she said they are 2 clowns short of a daggone circus. I ain't got time for this. I don't want to hear no more of these daggone lies. I'm taking my behind to bed. If it's not nothing else. And if you can't admit to me what you doing, she was like, at least if you admit it, I would give you some respect. He said, well, I told her already and I admit my wrong. She says, well, tell me. I'm confused as why he have to tell you anything, lady. He's not in the relationship with you. Okay, to be quite honest. So she says, if Gabrielle wants to be this naive, that's on her. If she's really thinking that things is going to change, you know what I'm saying? That's on her. I don't have nothing to do with it. And she was like, she needed to just move on and get a divorce or whatever, right? And so basically, he was saying, I just want you to accept it. And she was like, I don't got to accept anything. I'm not with you. Yeah, you're right, mama. You're not, therefore, I don't even know why you was questioning him like that anyway. So, Gabby is saying it's just what it's going to be. And her mom is saying, don't include me. I don't want to hear anymore. And it's time for you to go. She basically just kicked them out and told them she was going to bed. So when we get the update on Gabby for 3 months later, child, she's saying, oh, we broke up. That's it. That's all, folks, is a wrap, that she found out he was texting these different females, and she basically addressed him about it, was telling him to give her the phone. He was refusing to give her the phone. And when he began to refuse to give her the phone, they start to fight or whatever the case may be. He began hitting on her. She calls the police. She has the phone in her pocket. They're listening this whole time, and they are able to trace the call. And she basically has a restraining order against him, He was arrested for aggravated assault, and she's saying she just want to move on with her life. She hopes that things could get better. She tried giving him chance after chance. At this point, she doesn't want him reaching out to her anymore. She says that he broke her bones and I guess knocked out some of her teeth or whatever, according to her, allegedly. And so he can sit in jail and rot for all she care, right? And at the end of the day, I don't support or promote or, think that domestic violence is okay in any way, shape, or form. However, I just feel like this relationship, like I said, was doomed from the start. They should have never been together. She used this man for his money, got all different kind of stuff off of it. Don't got nothing to show for it now, but the broke bones and the knocked out teeth that you claim that you got. That's what you're leaving with, and he basically ended up back in jail. So that was pretty much that with them. Moving on from them, we basically had Derek and Monique, child. Derek done went downstairs to go ahead out here and do what he got to do. Monique is getting herself together to go switch this phone and call. She called up her girlfriend and put her up to date with everything that went down. And she like, man, that's a mess. I don't like that. I don't like it one bit because you're out there by yourself. You don't got nobody there with you. She was like, what the heck is really his sisters and them problem? I'm confused. Like, they just want him to be up underneath they behind. She like, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? So then she tell her she gonna go ahead and let her go to work. And she leaves to go out and do what she got to do. In the meantime, Derek's sitting down here telling us and the camera people and everybody that he know who this is, all right? He got a good idea who it was. As soon as he seen the person's face, he called on, and it is a daggone CEO, a whole CEO that he apparently made some kind of connection with through his brother that was working at another damn jail, not his jail. He talking about he's so happy to be out here getting in and being free, and he was like, I don't know how it got to this point and whatever, but the person did tell me how they are and how they act and stuff like that. So I pretty much put two and two together and realized that it was dumb. So I said, this CEO is out here acting crazy and telling you that she was crazy beforehand and chasing you down, and she ain't even never getting nothing from you. You got nothing to offer, and you just coming out of jail. Like, what promises was you making her? What was y'all talking about on these phone calls that's going to make her go berserk like this and be ready to chase you down and do a whole damn car chase in the street? I'm confused, child. Please give me the answers. And so, Monique is basically saying, she gonna go ahead and handle what she gotta do. She's pretty sure that it was his sisters and they so obsessed and this and that, right? And so, she was like, but she gonna go and she still gonna handle her business. I said, okay, girl, she going to this rental place and all of that. So now Derek is sitting down here and he like, I'm about to call her up and see what's what and see if it was really her that was following me last night. I said, well, you said you looked her in her damn face and that they looked real familiar and you called on to who it was. So I don't know why you got a call to confirm what the heck was happening, but okay. So he said when he made out the, girls in the car, then he put two and two together and he knew who it was. So here it goes. He called her up and he talking about, was that you last night? Now, first she talking about I don't know, maybe it could be, I'm not too sure, whatever. And then, she basically like, oh, well, yeah, it was me. What if it was me? She was like, yeah, I saw you. And he was like, you saw who I was with? And she was like, yeah, I saw. And so he was like, well, why would you want to come after me like that? Oh, well, I told you I don't play and all of that stuff. And he was like, well, we was just friends and we was just talking. We was cool. Do you want to hurt me? Why would you want to hurt me? And so she's saying that, she could speak to him in person and tell him about it or whatever, right? But at this point, of course, he kind of scared and trying to fill it out and see what she doing, because he was like, listen, I don't want no drama. I don't want nothing that's gonna have no police involved and all this and that. He was like, so somebody told you where I was at? How did you know where I was at to be able to pull up and see me? You wanted to see me, but then you're gonna chase me down. Why didn't you just get out the car and talk to me? So she talking about something. Well, first she was gonna get out the car and talk to him or whatever, but he, pulled off, and she like, yeah, you misled her, bitch. So I said, well, what did he do to mislead you? Like, we want to know. Don't hold back. So he talking about some, yeah, we was rocking, you know what I'm saying, and we was cool or whatever the case may be. And so, like I said, she's saying, yeah, I saw who you was with, and she was like some girl that was driving or whatever, and she like, she was like, I would have hopped out, but you was acting like you was scared or whatever. So she said, like they could meet up or whatever and they could talk. And so he talking about some, still trying to find out how she knew he was there. And he was like, it don't matter, whatever. So he was like, you gonna chase me again if you see me? Like, he trying to weigh the options and see what's going on and what her frame of mind is. And she's like, we gotta talk. So he said, well, I don't need no drama. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone or whatever. So she's talking about just leave you alone. He was like, yeah, I don't need no police or none of that kind of stuff. I don't want none of that around me. And so she was like, come on now, you know me better than that. And then he was just like, all right, all right. So he got head to this daggone jewelry store, whatever the case may be, talking about he want to find some damn ring for Monique. I said, is that really the answer on what you should be looking for? He talking about something, she could be dangerous and she could hurt somebody and she crazy as I don't know what. I said, that's why y'all got to watch what y'all out here telling these damn women and what y'all doing, because that don't make no freaking sense. So in the meantime, when Monique get back, she's saying she feel better with switching her phone and car and all of that. And she was like, she kept looking around to see if it was any car following her. Now she's mad paranoid about it, because if they could find him at the nursing home, they could find him anywhere. And she like, I want to see what the heck is going on with Derek. I haven't heard from him. He not back or whatever. So she texting, he not answering. Of course, she trying to use her tracking device. She was like, it looked like he walking somewhere. She calling, he not answering. So he's in the jewelry store, and this guy showing him the different rings, and he's like, well, you see how my watch is? I want the ring to basically be iced out like that. So the guy shows him one that has the engagement ring and then the wedding ring attached, and saying that this would be a good one. And he's saying he want to make a down payment. Now he's saying he not going to get married to her real quick. He going to see how it goes before he take it to that level. But he knows she wants a ring, and he definitely wants to give her one. He definitely feels that she is the one. So now she calls again while he's in there, and she's like, where are you? He's like, out taking care of business, doing some shopping. She like, oh, what, you in a bank or something? He's like, yeah. So she was like, oh, well, why couldn't you just say that? He's like, oh, I said that to you now. He was like, well, why are you acting like that? He was like, the way you was calling me and stuff, you kind of scared me. I thought something happened and you saw something, or you was going through something. She like, nah, I'm good. So then he's like, I'm going to call you back. For a minute there, I thought it was the damn CEO about to walk through the damn doors. I said, not having the CEO meet you while you looking for the engagement ring. But it wasn't, okay? This apparently was two of his brothers, one of which was not able to come and meet him when all the family came and met him, because he was locked up as well. I said, is he the one that hooked you up with the CEO? So he's all emotional and happy to see him and saying hi, and like, what the heck you doing here at the jewelry store? He like, oh, I'm looking for a ring. I'm about to propose. They like, oh, hell no. Your sisters ain't gonna like that. Okay, and I don't like it either. I think you're moving too fast. You ain't got to do that. They like, what about these chains that's over here? These chains is looking nice. And he's like, yeah, but I don't want chains. I want to make her my wife. I'm ready for that, And he was like, I don't care what anybody's opinion is. So he was asking them what they getting into later, and they say they going by the sister house. And he was like, well, I'm not going to be able to go because she basically be tracking my stuff. So the brother like, yo, I could take that off. I know how to take that off. He like, F her, F her, F her. We stealing you. You coming out with us for the day. So I said, oh, Lord, y'all know Monique about to have a damn heart attack about that child. She ain't going to be able to find where Derek is at. So they basically, the brother turns it off for him, and they like, y'all, you with me. And Derek just basically keeps telling him like, yo, stop saying F her. At the end of the day, Derek do still want to hang with his family or whatever when he choose to, but he also still want to be able to be with Monique and be in peace. And it don't seem like it's gonna happen, because it don't seem like his brothers nor his sisters is feeling this whole situation. Now, moving on along, the next couple we have is Ashley and Travis. Ashley is having a full mental damn breakdown. She crying and carrying on. She's telling WeTV she don't want them there. They could go. She's saying that her daggone landlord just gave her 2 weeks to be moved out of the freaking house, and she got to go. You know, oh, I didn't know nothing about this. This just came out of nowhere. Now, all of a sudden, he's saying that a convict can't be living in the house when he been for all the time that I was talking to Travis, seeing his picture up on the refrigerator and knowing the plans that I had and that he was going to be coming home. I said something in that story don't sound right, Ashley. Either you have not been paying this man no money, or maybe you was giving him a little boom boom and you stopped giving him that when Travis came out, and now he wants you to leave. Because why the heck would he be wanting you to just get out all of a sudden now because it's no convicts allowed? I would think he would have been said that, or either you didn't tell him that it was a convict from the beginning, something. And so, you know, here it is. Travis is living his best life and talking about some, yeah, baby, I'm ready and I'm naked and all of this, ready to get it in. And she's over here walking back and forth, you know, crying, talking about how she got 2 weeks to vacate. And she's like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to be bothered. You know, this sucks. Get out and carrying on. You know, I'm about to have a mental breakdown. And she's like, I don't understand. The landlord knew me over all this time and he always seen the pictures on the fridge and knew about Travis and my plans with him when he was in prison. So for him to come home and him to all of a sudden switch up like this don't make no sense. And Travis coming talking about some baby, calm down. And she's like, no, just get away from me. Get away from me. You know, I don't want to talk right now and I don't want them in here. So she's suddenly saying, leave me alone. And she's trying to get the dog to stay with her. So he basically was like, all right, well, calm down. Why are you acting like that? He was like, there's no reason to get all crazy like that. I'm going to go out here and handle them. And you just go ahead and be in here and relax right now. He was like, you know, you seem to be under so much stress right now. And she's saying she don't want to add nothing to his plate. So she's steadily, I'm done. I told you I don't want to talk to them. I swear to God, you know, don't talk to them either. And he's like, well, why I can't talk to them, right? And he's saying he have no clue why she's losing it. So he was like, just go in and relax. I got it, you know. But she's steadily saying, no, I'm not playing. Y'all better leave. Why can't y'all just leave? If I'm saying I want y'all to leave, then you got to go ahead and get the heck out of here. And he's saying, I don't understand it. We was just having so much fun. We had just went away. Now all of a sudden we coming back and everything is going to shit. Okay, of course, this is not anything of what he was expecting. So he's like, you know, where's all of this coming from or whatever? And she was like, just listen to me and listen to what I'm saying, you know, basically saying that to him and saying it to WeTV, keep covering her face, keep breaking down and crying or whatever. So I'm like, girl, Ashley, what's really the truth? Because the last time we seen you, you was saying stuff was a little, you know, tight or whatever, but you wasn't saying that you ain't have one red cent to your damn name and that you was about to be out in the streets, girl. I'm confused. So the next time we see her, she down in the pool and Travis over here sticking his head out the window talking about some, hey baby, you look good, you the prettiest person at the daggone pool, when she was the only person. It literally was crickets. That part was funny. And he get on the phone with his mom and he like, you know, I don't know what's going on. He was like, right now I'm just standing by her side playing it by ear. He said, you know, we done had to make a whole move, pack up everything, leave from Florida to come to Virginia, sell as much stuff as we could sell, bring as much stuff as we could bring, and we had to leave all the rest of it just sitting outside on the damn street. I said, not the street. Okay. His mother was like, so y'all couldn't even put it into a storage unit or something? He was like, no, we didn't have the money for that, you know. So she starts to break down about how she could remember making $70,000 in a day off of jewelry, whereas now she's probably made that amount in like the last 2 years because of COVID and everything, right? She was like, she still owes $20,000 on the car, so she can't freaking, you know, sell that. She lost out on about $6,000 because the daggone, you know, landlord had basically kept her deposit. Now, he go down after he get off the phone to get down near by her, you know, by the pool, and she over here like, oh, help me, you know, to blow up this daggone float and be in the pool so I could pretend that I'm still in Florida. It's like this lady don't even want to deal with freaking reality. So he blowing up the pool for her. And in the meantime, she's like, oh yeah, I want you to get in the pool with me. And he's like, nah, I can't get in the pool with you. You know, I got to go see my PO. And plus I'm supposed to be going to see my mom. She like, oh, all I hear you saying in that is what you got to do for you. What about me and making things easy on for me? I said, miss, you know he got to go to his PO, right? If he don't go on go to his PO, then that would be a damn violation and he could be ending up back in jail. What are you talking about, lady? Okay, so she basically going on and on about, you know, I ain't got no money. You know, I'm all messed up and jacked up. And he was like, I know, I get it. He was like, you know, this is not what I was expecting to be coming back home, you know, getting out of jail and coming to or whatever. But it is what it is. Even when he was hanging up with his mother, he was like, I'm not in it for the money. I love Ashley, but I do wish things was a little different. He was like, I wish she would have been honest with me about what's going on. She never told me about all this situation that I was coming into. Okay. And so when he get down there, he was like, you know, this really does have me worried, but I'm trying not to worry as much or whatever. And he's saying to her like, well, I'll help you as much as I can. But he was like, what can we really do? All we could do is deal with the situation and talk about what our options is. You don't have no daggone money, you know. I don't have no freaking money. I don't have a job. I gotta try to get a job. So at this point, this is when she's telling him, yeah, well, you better buck it up and you better get out there and find something and do something and make something out of something and bring it back, buddy, and all this different stuff. I said, what the heck is going on with you, Ashley? You really are something else, honey. So, you know, she said she had to sell like 40,000 worth of furniture for 3,500. She had to try to sell her pocketbooks and different stuff. And of course, again, they only had, you know, 2 weeks to move. Now, I get it. That would stress me the hell out too. I'm still trying to understand how we got to this point and we didn't know until when it was right up on us. Okay. But, you know, at the end of the day, this would stress anybody out. But why are you getting mad at him and don't want him to go to see his damn PO, talking about everything you talking about? It sounds like it's about you. And I've waited around for you for the last 4 years. So the least you could do is get in the pool with me right now. So he's supposed to get in the pool with you and not go to his PO and end up in jail. Girl, bye. Ain't nobody trying to do that for you. So he ends up kicking the floating thing out in, you know, in the pool area. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, because when he tried to sit there for a minute and be like, yo, we got things to figure out or whatever, we both know that we don't have no money. He was like, nobody is saying that it's your fault. I get that it was a pandemic and all the different things that was going on, but we need to start coming up with the options of what we could do. That's when she gonna come out of her face like, oh, well, go get a job and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I was holding you down before, and you, so you do what you gotta do or whatever. And that's when he walks off, and it's just like, are you serious? And then she talking about some, yes, I am. I say, yeah, this ain't working. Okay, this ain't gonna work at all, Travis. You was lucky enough to be able to move your probation back there. Go stay with your mama. See if you could get a job and call it a damn day, and let Ashley figure out what Ashley needs to freaking figure out, child. Because Ashley is a whole damn mess. She talking about, you go get some money, dude. I said, excuse me? So now, you know, moving on along from them, we basically see that, you know, Michael is feeling what it feels to finally be home with the damn kids by himself. Okay, he over here on the phone with daggone Justine like, yo, these kids is driving me freaking crazy. One is doing dancing, one is doing fighting. You know, they making all different kind of clothes, you know, noise, I should say, while I'm trying to, you know, handle my business. And she's like, well, now you know what it feels like to be home with the kids. What was you really expecting? And she's out here picking up some items she needs and saying how she don't feel well. And he's like, well, what's wrong with you? She's like, I don't know exactly. It's just kind of like I feel off. You know, my throat is bothering me and things of that nature. So when she hangs up the phone with him, of course, she ends up going into it a little bit more detail and picking up her little toiletries or whatever, and picks up these pregnancy tests and was like, I'm going to have to go ahead and take a pregnancy test because I don't know what's happening. I'm not feeling right. And we sure enough have been in there, you know what I'm saying, getting it on like nobody's business and not using protection. And we know that that is something that can come along with it. Now, in the meantime, mind you, Michael's whole thing was like, oh yeah, hurry up and get back home so that you could be here and help me with this or whatever. And was basically saying that, you know, he don't really want her to work. He want her to be home with him. But she was like, if she just be home with him, that means her, you know, basically giving up the insurance and stuff that she have, and that if she is pregnant, this would not be a good time to be giving that up at all. So she like, I don't know about all of that. We would have to see what happens with this first. So, he kind of wanted her to be the stay home mom type of thing. So then when, she gets home, she is kind of snapping at him a little bit. Like on one hand, it's like, all right, I don't want to be bothered. I'm tired. And when her son asked her, can he have a donut? She just kind of was like, no, dinner's going to be, on soon or whatever the case may be. You could wait for that. And he was following her up the stairs or slapping her on her behind and stuff. And she was kind of giggling like, you know what I'm saying? Leave me alone. Stop slapping me on my butt. So when they get in the bathroom and she putting all the things in the cabinet, he's seeing the test and he's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? He's like, is that why you haven't been feeling well? And she's like, I don't know. It definitely could be a possibility. It's not like we haven't been being. And he basically finished her sentence and was like, active. And she's like, exactly. And so basically she says she got 2 tests to take just in case. And she's like, you know what that means, right? If we have another daggone child, then that would be 8 altogether, right? I said, okay, Brady Bunch, come on now. So she was like, and that definitely means that just having an income from him and not having no insurance is not the best idea. So, we got to see what's happening with that or whatever. And she says, let's go ahead and get to it. So they go ahead to take this test. And she's just like, oh God, I'm nervous. Now, moving on from them, we basically had, Skylar and Nathan. Skylar goes to where her mom and her brother are at, right? To sit down and have a conversation with them, put them up to speed on how her night went with this daggone date. At the same time, we getting a back and forth where we're seeing Nathan with his friend. And he's saying Nathan was a playboy, okay? Nathan used to get out here in these streets. So he's like, is this really somebody that you serious with? Is this somebody that you trying to get into it with? Nathan is saying, yeah. He's like, to the point where you want to marry her and you feel like she's the one. Nathan is still saying, yeah. He's like, oh, shoot, for real? Seriously, dude? I can't believe it. He was like, yeah, because I don't mess with regular girls. And he was like, yeah, no, you don't. You always like them a little extra, okay? Read all about it. So he was like, she definitely fits the bill, where that's concerned. So when she goes to her mama house, of course, I'm like, girl, I don't know why you telling them this, because they already skeptical of Nathan. And you know what they gonna say right off the back. And I don't blame them for having that reaction. She breaks down to them what's going on. And her mom was actually being nice about it, because she was like, well, he seems like a nice guy overall, but the fact is that you really don't know him like that. So we don't know if he gonna be the type to snap. We don't know, if he's gonna be aggressive, if he's gonna do something to hurt you. We also don't know if this is gonna be something that could trigger you and make you go back to drugs. So of course, Skylar is saying, yes, this is a concern for her too as well. That's what she been thinking about. She done came over with her laundry, and her mom was like, oh, so, you done came and brung your damn laundry with you. I should not be surprised. So she's like, yeah. So as they sit down to talk or whatever the case may be, she's just basically telling her, like, I really need you to be careful with that. I don't want to worry about you getting back on drugs. And Skylar, in the meantime, is, even though we did hear her say that this was triggering for her and she didn't want to go back to drugs, she's more actually concerned in that moment as she's talking to her mom. It seemed like, anyway, to me, that he would possibly relapse and go back on drugs and stuff like that. And when you hear in Nathan's story, even when he talking about, his cousins and his friends and his interactions, it's always somebody else that he knows that's been in jail, that, basically has some type of past drug history and things of that nature surrounded around him, right? And losing his parents at a young age. So you can understand the way that he is to a certain degree, right, in the environments that he's used to. But that toxic behavior is still very dangerous and still not good, child. And that's what he needs to be focusing on. So, of course, he's venting to his friend at the same time about the fight they had, about how it was the first time that he got to take her out to eat, and he got pissed off and mad and was jealous and stuff like that. And so he's like, he know that that's not good. And, basically his friend or his cousin, whatever, was telling him, you got to let that go. And it's like, yeah, I'm working on that, but it's easier said than done, And back at her mom's house, you know, her and her brother's like, well, our main focus is you. We're worried about you. We're concerned about you and with the kind of environment that you're going to be in and what you're going to have around. And right now we feel like you should be focusing on you, taking it one day at a time. She's over here talking about, you know, yeah, that's the whole point why we was trying to take it slow, because even she admits and they know that she really don't know him and she haven't got to be around him like that. She haven't got to go out with him like that. And the last time that she did go out with him, she had ended up being locked back up in the halfway house. So it's not starting out to a good start. You know, the track record is not good. And the mom literally, of course, says the same thing that I was already saying and the same thing that the title says. You know, we are getting these red flags, okay? Red flags after red flags, but are we going to pay attention to them? You know, she talking about the fact that he freaked out, how he was going off, how he was saying that, you know, he was leaving and he was mad and that she was shocked and surprised and she never expected him to, you know, be that way, and it made her worry. And of course, this makes her mother worry too. That would, you know, make me worry whether he's going to fly off the handle or not and all of that different kind of stuff. And so, you know, she's just telling them about all that, and they just like, girl, please do what you need to do for you. Put you first and pay attention and listen when stuff is getting crazy. So finally, them two is having this sit down discussion in the park, and he's saying, you know, I know what I did was wrong. I don't want to be that person. I find that, you know, sometimes I just let my emotions go awry and I let other people's, you know, actions get reactions out of me. And that's what I'm working on. I've thought about it plenty of times when I've been locked up, that's the reasons why I'm locked up. And I would say that I'm not going to let that happen anymore. And I'm disappointed in myself when it does. And I love you. I care for you. You know, I want to protect you. I want to be there for you. And he's all getting the tears in his eyes or whatever. And then she's like, oh, don't cry, and wiping his damn tears away and talking about it's okay. And when he's saying that, you know, he don't have no intentions on leaving her, she's basically like, you know, me either. Like when he was like, I'm not going nowhere, she talking about me either. I said, okay, girl. Okay, if you say so, child. But moving right along, the last couple we gonna talk about is Aries and Cameron. Child, Aries and Cameron basically, you know, are waiting for her daughter to come, for him to meet her daughter and her to pick her daughter up from the airport, right? She picks her daughter up from the airport, and the little girl don't even look like this conversation has been had at all. It looked like she was being told for the first daggone time while they was there that this wedding is about to take place. She picking her up and asking her how was the flight, and her daughter's like, it was okay, but I really wish that you would have been there with me, you know, for this long flight or whatever the case may be. She's like, oh, I'm ready to introduce you to him. Are you excited? She was like, yeah, I'm a little excited. I'm a little nervous because I'm so accustomed to just talking to him through video, and now I'm going to be seeing him in person. You know, Cameron is saying he's looking forward to meeting her and that he knows that there's a lot and stuff like that. So when they do sit down and talk, it was a cute little meet, but it still was not a meet that should have been a meet where you're talking about marrying her mother the next damn day, you know. He telling her, I want you to get to know me. He was like, yeah, I want to go out bowling. Plus, I want to be able to kick your behind in bowling and give us time to conversate and get to know each other. She says that her first thoughts is she thought he would be taller. She said, girl, he looked like he my damn, you know what I'm saying, same size as me. And like, you know, he could be my brother instead of a damn father, to be honest. Now, she didn't say all of that. I'm saying it, but y'all get the point. She was like, he real short. So she says she feels excited, nervous, anxious, and overwhelmed. What do you expect from a little girl, you know? But she says, well, she basically, you know, is looking forward to this and want to see how he is. She got to try to figure it out. She was not expecting it to be this fast. She's like, yo, this is really fast. So Aries is talking about, oh, they finally having a moment and they bonding and all this. And they come over like, yeah, we looking forward to this bowling tonight. You know, they saying they going to beat him. He's saying he going to beat them. So he basically says that to her that he's going to be her stepdad. And she kind of looked, you know, made her face a little bit or whatever, right? So she was like, well, I didn't think it was going to be this soon. And she said, I ain't calling him no dad, okay? I will call him Cam. I said, I know that's right, Lena. We right there with you, boo. Then you call him whatever the heck you want to call him, okay? And so You know, now they go out, they having bowling, you know, they having a good time overall, but you could still see times when he was asking her, like, are you all right? What's going on? What are you thinking? She was still kind of looking and just like, all right, you know, trying to fill out the situation. And then she just at the end of the day want to see her mom happy. That's what it all boils down to. But it's also uncomfortable for her because you got her mom sitting next to her talking about, oh, well, how you feel? This is about to be your stepfather and he's going to be living with us. We never really had no God living with us. It was usually just the two of us. And now it'll be the three of us, like we're a real family and we'll be bonded. And she started to talk about how when she had got pregnant with her daughter, her baby father actually had three of them pregnant at the same time and didn't really want her to have, you know, Lena. And she made the choice of having her and just letting him go and being like they wasn't right for her, you know, each other and all of that. And so, you know, it's pretty much just been them two. And now you bringing in this other person and you saying that you getting married to them. And it's kind of, you like fast and something that she have to get used to. Now, I do like how he was talking to her and telling her, you know, I can't replace you as a dad and, you know, your father as a dad, but I do want to be in your life. I do want to kind of, you know, be somebody else that, you know, you could have there for you too. And he was saying that he know he have to be sensitive and take things into consideration and look at things different as a man around her, you know, and being in her life. However, it's still too fast and he's still not even marrying this girl for the right reasons. He's marrying her, in my opinion, just to be able to move to Florida. And it's like y'all could have waited and dated and still went out and did something like this bowling thing for them to get to know each other without it being a marriage involved. I just don't agree with that part. And so nonetheless, is the wedding day. The only one she has there for her is her daughter and her daggone friend Kendra, I think her name was. And she have this makeup person there to do her and Kendra makeup. She tells her daughter, you just gonna get a little lip gloss. She telling us how her father's not gonna be there because he basically was a person that was in jail himself and he does not approve of this whole jail relationship with her. So that's out, right? So this is mostly his family. And then he getting ready. And at one point, I think he asked his friend that was there taking pictures of him, that was one of the guys from the studio, do I look like a damn drug dealer? And the friend was like, no, you look like a, you know what I'm saying, man. And he was like, oh, thank you for that. That's good to know or whatever. And he was asking him if he ready for this and he excited. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I never saw you this committed to anything but the streets. Like, you really all in on this. And so he was basically saying, yeah. And of course, you know, she's saying she haven't even told her dad that she was getting married. She was like, she don't know how to say it. And she didn't have a traditional dress. She was taking out the dress to show them. But it was like, oh, okay, this is really cute, you know, and that she always pictured herself having a traditional wedding and a traditional dress. And of course, this is not that. Now, her cousin, best friend, I should say, was asking her the questions that we all would like to know. Well, how is this going to work? How are you feeling that you're going to be a wife? You know, what do you plan on doing with him? Which direction y'all plan on going? What's the plans? And her daughter like, yeah, what's the plan? So she's like, oh, I feel like I'm being put on the hot seat right now. And she's like, well, he's going to come with us to Florida because, you know, this is where he got in trouble and we don't feel like he needs to stay here. And this is not what we feel like, you know, we would want to raise up you know, a child and all of that kind of stuff, and we just gonna be a family together and all of that. So now it's time for the wedding, child. We got the wedding in the park after dark, okay, with the cutout daggone cardboard of his father. All right, rest in peace to his pops. Okay, he said that his father did die 5 days after he spoke to him, that he was telling him he was going to see him when he got out, and unfortunately he didn't. He learned of his death and they wouldn't even let him go to his funeral. So I was like, damn, that's messed up. All in all, even though this was a little ghetto-fied, you know, wedding, and you got your child out here in the middle of the damn night with you marrying a guy you know for 2 seconds, honey, it was kind of cute at the same time, too. You know, it was cracking me up at the fact that she walking up to him and she taps him on the damn shoulder. He wasn't even looking to see when she was coming. And then he turned around and sees her. He's happy. You know, they called her in to, like, kind of have her be involved into the vows, too, and say this is a family, time. So they added her in, and was like, you know, let's all hold hands together. He says his vows, then she had to go ahead and take hers out of her damn bra. And the aunt was on the side just a freaking cracking up or whatever when they show her. And, you know, then they kissing every minute. It's like we still in the honeymoon phase, right? Everything seems to be good. We are now married. This is now the bride and the groom. So he, you know, he over here eating the damn cake when he supposed to give her some of the cake to eat. She's mashing it in his face or whatever. His sister saying, I like it. It's cute. They seem good for each other. You know, we'll see how long and how far that it goes. She was like, now it is making me a little comfortable because I don't feel like seeing my brother kissing and smooching every damn minute. But, you know, they seem all right. And, you basically had him opening up the champagne, and when he opens up the champagne, he climbing on top of the side of the damn wall or whatever that was and spraying the champagne everywhere, and she looking at him like, you know, damn, calm your ass down, we want to drink that. And that was basically the end of the episode, y'all. But unfortunately, I don't see them lasting either. We already see him look like he about to erupt in one of the daggone previews coming up. But we shall see. I will still be here sitting and watching this hot ass mess and reviewing it, okay? Anything I forgot, y'all, put it in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Till next time. Toodaloo.